journey to where I'm going is steady and still silent. I gather my belongings and my clothes, my garments, my gloves, my socks, my heels, and I put them together in a way that I'm telling a story with my appearance. The silence starts to break. I start to sing to myself, engage how I feel. I put my clothes on, and still more silence, more silence. Where's my water? Drink plenty of water. Be fluid, be one with water, be one with air. Preparing myself for the adventure, for the purpose of music, for the sound to grow within my belly. I am ready to start my day. I let my vocals carry me.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Alex, jangan nervous.
Right. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone. And welcome to the first series of 2025 Book Talk session organized by the UTS publisher here at the Academic Resource Centre, University of Technology, Sarawak. Now, it is such a pleasure to have everyone here as we dive into a very special publication, a vibrant, imaginative, and inspiring compilation of fiction and comic works created by the talented students of Bachelor of Creative Media. Can I hear a round of applause from our students on the floor here? Now, this book is more than just pages of arts and stories. It is a showcase of young creative minds finding their own voices, pushing boundaries, and bringing their ideas to life. And joining with us today is the editor of this compilation, Miss Atika, a very dedicated lecturer from the Bachelor of Creative Media, whose guidance and vision made this particular project a reality. And with her joining us today is one of the brilliant student authors featured in the book, Alex Ting Ki Siang, who will be sharing his personal creative journey and reflections on being part of this publication. Please, can I hear another round of applause from the audience? All right. Now, before we dive into our conversation today, can I please have listen to the introduction from Miss Atika and Mr. Alex?
Hello, Assalamualaikum, and a very good morning, everyone. My name is Nur Adika binti Zaini, and I'm a lecturer of creative digital media and also the main editor for these two books, Youthful Vision Horizon Worlds Unbound, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Thank you.
Hello, very good morning to everyone. So my name is Alex Ding Xiang. So I'm a third year student. I'm currently enrolled in Bachelor of Creative Digital Media. So I'm also an author for this Youthful Vision Horizon volume, but I'm the one handling the volume 2. So that's from me.
Right. All right. Thank you. So, without further ado, let's dive into our conversation today. So, I'm sure everyone is curious. Miss Atika, what inspired you to compile this book featuring your students' artwork?
Okay, for that one, actually, I used to make this kind of books through assignment actually at first. But from my perspective, in terms of only doing for assignment, why I don't publish it to be more impactful enough for our program. So I changed the perspective into from only assignment and turn it into books. Luckily, we have the platform like UTS publisher provided us the platform to publish these two books. So Alhamdulillah for that. And we managed to get the ideas. Actually, the students of BDM, we call it BDM, so they do have the skills in drawing. Even in my classroom, they do have the drawing skills in terms of ideation and sketching. Then they draw like a lot in the class even in on the whiteboard also, I entered the class and I saw a lot of drawings there. So I think that okay, instead of you guys only drawing, so we turn your drawing into real book. So that's how we got the inspiration of you guys. Okay, so I think yeah.
All right. So that was basically a very talented group of students, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
what was the original goal behind this anthology or behind this book, actually? What was that you want to achieve initially?
Actually, in terms of creativity, because we are from creative side, creative art and design, so that's why I think it's more basically focusing on their talents. Because if you want to join our program, Creative Digital Media, you need to have the basic skills of drawing. That's the fundamental of this program because we are focusing on animation. So that's how you develop your skills from the idea, sketching, drawings, and we transform it into 3D modeling and we produce 3D animation. So that's how the iteration process should be. Okay? Yeah.
All right, very interesting. All right, now let's move into Mr. Alex. I know that you've been keeping quiet for now, uh, but can you tell us a bit about the piece that you contributed in this book? What is it about, and what was the inspiration? What was the inspiration behind your drawing in the book?
So my comic is about a thriller. So that was like 2 years ago. AI was like a popular thing in the genre. So I was talking to my group members like, why not we integrate some artificial intelligence with some interesting thriller concept, and they will all agree with that. So basically, it is heavily inspired by the AI technology and also some horror thriller kind of concept.
Right, interesting. Did you base your experience in a real life experience? Was it a real life experience that you based it on?
It was not.
Oh, it was not. So it was out of your own
Yeah, yeah.
imagination. Oh, very interesting. All right. So let's get back to Miss Atika real quick. Um, how did you select the comics that your students work on? Is there a particular selection, or was it just everyone gets to be involved in the book?
So basically, it's only assignments that I asked them to do. At first, I think I would like to choose best out of the best, but I think I need to bring everyone up. Okay, for example, for my students, I need to bring everyone up with me, and I think that those qualities should be implemented in this project. So I try to refine their artworks. I try to improve their art skills and everything, all those contexts of creating the comics. So the thing is, I choose everyone. I choose everyone. So to be included in here, there's no selection like best out of the best because I don't want. I don't even want to left everyone. So I bring everyone up with me. So luckily we produce this one. Yeah.
All right, very interesting. I'm interested to ask, is there a particular theme that you focus on, and is there a reason why you choose the title "Youthful Vision: Horizon World Unbound"? Is there a particular theme, or is there any inspiration behind the name as well?
Okay, currently, someone asked me why would you choose Youthful Vision, Horizon Worlds Unbound, and we do have Volume 1 and Volume 2. At first, we look at the metaphor of the title first, Youthful Vision. Why I choose Youthful Vision? Currently, we are working with Gen Z. Okay, Gen Z, we do have that kind of vision and mission. So I try to implement their imagination, their ideation into these books. Meanwhile, for the Horizon Worlds Unbound means that it related it's related to the contents because we have two versions of the books. Volume 1 focusing on mixed genre more likely to be like focusing on fantasy, love, family, Meanwhile, for volume 2, more on concept of horror thriller. Yeah, so that's how inspiring me, because every time, even in our real life, we do need to have metaphor, even in wording. So I implement those wording to be metaphor, youthful vision for the Gen Z vision, Horizon Walls Unbound, because it's related to the contents, because different storyline will be giving different vibes. Yeah, so that's how it should be.
All right, interesting. Now let's get to Mr. Alex real quick. Is there any editorial support that you receive? I know that you probably receive some from your Miss Atika, but is there anything else in particular that you receive from your lecturer and maybe your group mates as well?
So we will fully receive the full support from our lecturer. So she gave some advice on in terms of the storyline and also like the plot structure, and we will adjust it accordingly based on the feedback.
All right. So what about your group mates? Did they help in? Did you divide the task or is it a totally group work?
Yeah, it is totally
It's
a
a totally
team
group
effort.
work. All
Yeah.
right. Awesome. Now, did this publication impact you as a student generally? Would you proud of the publication? What was the impact that you feel as a student with this publication?
I think it impacted me in a sense like you're able to transfer your idea into like tangible stuff. So it is like a profound and inspiring feeling to get to see your idea becomes like a book. So yeah.
Earlier you mentioned about AI, right? So, what were some of the most innovative narrative styles that you feel, or genre that you have explored while, making the artwork? You mentioned about AI just now, but is there any other innovative narrative styles that you have explored along the way?
I guess the what do you call it? Uh, the thriller. So I watch a lot of movies to get most of the inspiration from. So such as like Stephen King, and also um, most of the inspiration that I get is from the movies.
So basically, the thriller comes from AI being the evil. Is that how you would say it?
It's more like a couple, and then the guy he like discover her secret past with the use of AI.
Right, interesting. Now, I'm going to ask the next question to both of you, but we want to hear your perspective on it. All right. So, to Mr. Alex, what was the process like for you? So, how did you start first, and what was the end product? Was it something that you were hoping for, or was it something that you feel like could be better, could be improved on a bit? So, tell us about the process first.
So we begin with pre-production. So such as like script writing and also storyboarding, and we will discuss like some of the like plot structure and everything. So like the exposition until the climax. So I think I'm very proud of what we created in the process.
So, what about Miss Atika? What was your process like being the editor?
Okay, for being an editor is a bit hard for me, because I need to ensure that everyone is included here. For example, like arranging mixed genre, because I need to arrange one by one based on the skills, based on the best out of the best. So I need to refine again and again based on the feedback. I know that my students keep on complaining this one to me. We are very stressed with your work, isn't it? Okay, so that's how they responded to me. But I know that I'm I'm totally taking care of the quality. I'm actually manifesting quality for the product that we BDM should produce. So that's how we need the feedback from the internal examiner and external examiners. The process were quite complicated, but we managed to produce these two books. Yeah.
All right. So why focus on comic and fiction? Is there a particular drive that caused you to focus on only comic and fiction? What about, let's say, documentary, if there's any
Oh,
relation to
yeah.
that?
I think this basically related to I studied my master's degree at University Kebangsaan Malaysia. So before I end my master's degree, I used to create the scholar books related to research books. So I think in another way, I need to change the perspective. Not only we can produce on the research books, and currently I know that my supervisor is watching me. So thank you to Associate Professor Dr. Tengku Siti Mariam from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, because she taught me a lot in terms of writing research book, and also she provided me the insight related to art and design also. So I think that's why I choose this kind of genre more on fictional rather than research books. But I know that we are, as the academicians, we need to produce research books also. But currently, I know that I can see the potential in our students for now. So that's how I managed to include everything, every artworks inside these two books. So yeah.
All right. So I'm also curious to know, were any pieces surprising regarding maturity, creativity, and all that, or is there any impact like that is surprising to you, that you feel like when you're reading, oh, okay, the students are quite mature, they're more than you were expecting? Is there any kind of scenarios that blows your mind?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's one section here. I talk about the volume one first. Volume one is more on mixed genre. I'm totally impressed with the artwork, my students' artwork. For example, co-junction groups, because they were totally good in coloring, shading. I'm quite impressed on that. So I like working with this batch basically. And then they do have a storyline here in terms of family and love from Sammy's group, because Sammy's group quite interesting about the storyline there, because it's more on psychological, but it brings a lot related to emotion. Meanwhile, for the volume two, is more likely to have the thriller concept. For example, why I invited Alex to be here with me, because I think the ideas of creating the storyline related to AI ChatGPT, it's quite out of the box actually. So out of the box, because I never found someone creating this kind of ideas before. So that's why I asked him to be with me. Yeah.
All right. So I do want to know, is there any challenges that you face as an editor? This question is for both of you. So as an editor and also as an author. So as an editor part, maybe the editing process, and maybe as the author, any challenge with your own artwork itself that you face along the way?
Maybe Alex can share his experience first.
For me, the toughest challenge that I face, maybe in terms of communication and also like the teamwork, like it did not quite meet the expectation, but we talk along about it. And also the time management is also one of the factor.
All right, Miss Hatika?
Okay, for me as the main editor for these both comics, at first we need to do the screening. We need to do the screening in between the internal examiners. From that time, previously that time, they do have a lot of comments and feedbacks to improve their drawing skills, their artwork, their coloring and everything. They totally need to improve on that. So when we try to improve on it, then we submit it to the external examiner. We receive the feedback too. So we need to change again, change. So I know that my students quite stressed about it. But the thing is, we need quality. So that's why the creativity here totally involves you guys. Okay, so that's how it should be. The process quite complicated, but in the end, yes, we managed to produce these two books and the first ever in UTS. Yeah.
All right, interesting. Now, I do want to get back to Mr. Alex real quick. So earlier you mentioned about thriller and how you enjoy the genre as well. Is there a particular artist that you refer to that could help you in the making of the publication? Artist, or let's say, is there any authors that you refer to, storytellers?
Not really an artist or author. I'm more interested with the studios like A24 and also Blumhouse. They made an incredible like thriller movies and so on. Yeah, it is quite interesting with their concept.
Interesting. Now, along the way, what did you learn as a writer or as an author? What did you learn? Did you feel like you have become a better illustrator or an author along the way? How was it?
Definitely, like it did improve my skill sets in terms of like illustration and also writing. So I think it is like a great um, a great skills to add on in my portfolio.
So, because of this particular publication, right? So, earlier you mentioned how it could enhance your portfolio as well. Will this be a part of your career after you move into, after you venture into the outside world, outside of UTS? Will this be part of your career as well?
Yeah, it could be. I definitely see the potential in there.
This is already part of your portfolio, I believe. So, as you mentioned, it's like you could definitely improve, and hopefully you get to experience more on something similar. So, back to Miss Atika. How did you ensure that all of your students' voices remain authentic during editing? So, I think nowadays we get to see a lot of students use AI or plagiarism. So, how did you manage to ensure that the editing process and the storyline that your students develop remain authentic?
Oh, for this one, basically in our class of creative digital media, we do have the section for our students to provide us the progress every a week or 2 weeks time. So within the time they need to provide us with the ideation, the sketching, where do you get the ideas and everything, we need to measure and try to refine one by one. So that's how I need to keep on their original thinking. Okay, because we know that we can utilize AI, but do not utilize AI wrongly. Okay, so that's how I try to, because creativity is not only depending on AI, it's depending on the students itself. Then even me myself, I need to think a lot related to the creativity. Yeah, so that's how it should be.
All right, so I would like for the next question to be to both of you. Yes, so maybe Miss Atika can start first. What was the most touching or inspiring response that you have received about the book so far?
For this question, okay, basically we managed to launch the book in February last time, February 2025. So one of the colleagues here in UTS approached me. Congratulations for the book, for the both books, because these books are totally the first ever in UTS, the first ever in SCM, the first ever in BDM, Creative Digital Media also. So these books, obviously, she told me that she's gonna buy it. Yeah, because I feel like, wow, you're not even from our program, because you're currently from another school, especially it's from your school actually, School of Foundation Studies, right? So basically the that colleague approached me and saying that any kind of first version in UTS, we should buy it. Yeah, so it's quite heartwarming for me. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Mr. Alex? What was the most touching thing or inspiring thing that you have learned throughout this process?
I think we are able to finish the whole comic, and we get to see it like physically. It's genuinely like an inspiring and touching feeling ever.
What about your family? Did they say anything to you?
Yeah, they're definitely very proud with my work.
Good job. Now, did you see this as a one-time project? This is also the question for both of you. Do you see this as a one-time project only, or do you hope to work on more comic books in the future? Mr. Alex first. Hopefully, it could be, as you mentioned, this could be part of your career as well. But do you foresee yourself publishing a comic book that is physical in hard copy, or was it just a digital comic book? Is it a one-time thing, or you wish we could publish more in the future, or you could publish more in the future?
Honestly, we wish we could publish more of stuff like this, so we get to see like the creative work from our students, from our classmates. So I think it's definitely an a good experience, I would say.
What about you, Miss Atika?
Oh, currently for that question, is it only one-time project or continuously project? So for that part, actually, we do have volume 3, Useful Vision, Horizon Walls Unbound for volume 3, and it involves with the second year students. And currently, we are arranging all the contents, and I also contribute in that comic drawing on my own. Yeah, so I hope that the project will be successful, like this both volume 1 and volume 2, because we are going to produce volume 3, but based on the juniors artwork. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we
sure.
can have another book talk session
Yeah.
for that one as well. So, Miss Atika, how do you think this particular book contributes to the creative media landscape here in Malaysia, or let's say globally?
So I try to minimize it in terms of my program first. Okay, in terms of my program, obviously the students need to have the creativity skills, the creativity skills, drawing skills, obviously. So I would like them to improve and enhance their thoughts, enhance their imagination on how the creative industry works. Because the thing is, when you join our program, the first thing that you have to have, obviously, the fundamental of drawing skills. And then the second one, you need to be creative, because our creative media stands for creativity. So if you don't have those two basic, the fundamentals, obviously it's quite hard for you to survive in the creative industry. And currently we are focusing on animation as our core in our program. So currently the animation in Malaysia, obviously the rating kind of bit rising up for now. So I think training the students to be involved in animation could be quite impactful enough for them. Yeah, in creative industry.
So you mentioned just now how it is in a digital creative media program, the course itself. But how does this book reflect the philosophy of the creative media program?
Oh, for that one, because I already mentioned about the creativity skills, the talents, and even to join our programs, they need to have interview first, because we need to observe their portfolio at first. Either you pass the interview session or not, because the portfolio is the main part of your enrolling in our program. Okay, so if you have those kind of portfolio, it will be much more easier for you to go through all the processes in our program, to learn, to involve in creativity, because anything related to us, obviously more on animation, more on designing, art and design. So that's how I think it's related, like contributing to comics related to our programs as well, because fundamental of drawing skills obviously needed in our program. Yeah, so that's how.
All Right. Now, I'm going to ask the next question to both of you, but maybe we can start with Mr. Alex first. What advice would you give to your juniors or even your own classmates now if they want to publish more in the future? What was the first advice that you would give to them? Maybe to your juniors.
Mm, maybe just start it. Don't think too much about it. There's find a support group, and who sees the potential in you. So definitely, that's the one factor that would push you to publish like some sort of comic book.
Is there any other genre that you feel that you could venture into other than comic books? Is there anything that in particular that you find interesting other than a comic book?
I think filmmaking would be one of the most interesting one because I'm a big fan of movies.
Is there any particular genre that you would like to produce in the future?
Maybe science fiction.
Interesting.
Science
All right.
fiction is quite interesting for me personally.
All right. So another, hopefully we get to see a Malaysian Nolan, Christopher Nolan. All right. Now, what about you, Miss Hatika? What would you give, what advice would you give to an educator, in your case, an educator who would love to work on something probably similar, may not be a book, may be a module, anything similar to this?
For in terms of education for educators, I think you need to have that kind of mindset, no limitation for yourself. So it means that you do you. Yeah, you do you. You just do it and without thinking, as long as it's relevant to your work, to your progress, to your career, just do it. Because if you say that I should stop, I couldn't even do it. But the thing is, actually, you can do it. So for me, I'm just saying that I do have the mindset of let's think positively rather than thinking negativity, because I always remove those toxicity in my mind. So that's how the educators should have that kind of mindset also, because we are the one that helps the student to improve themselves. But if we can't even improve ourselves, how we are going to attract them into learning? Yeah, so that's how it should be.
All right. Oh, very interesting. So basically remain positive,
Yeah,
right?
remain positive also.
Now, okay. So, looking at in front of me here, we have a group of students. So, I would love to hear your own thoughts on this. Can we have one representative? All right. So, the question, because all the people here are the authors behind the book as well, right? So, can we have one person to answer what inspires you to start writing? Maybe anyone? Would Miss Atika would like to pick them
Yeah, I'm going to
before we
pick.
move to the Q&A session?
Okay, I'm going to pick Carl Bato. Yeah, for this session.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Would you come up here? I would love to hear what inspires you to start writing first. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Yes. So, what inspired me to write first? Basically, when I see something on like internet, maybe my head will be like, you know what? I also can do that. So that's why we started writing, thinking of an idea to portray to others. Yeah.
All right. Second question. Now that you're
Yes.
here, all right. Unintentionally, we have the second author here. What was the main challenge for you? Earlier, we asked Mr. Alex. Okay. So, what was the main challenge for you, in your own perspective, in making this particular comic and publication?
All right. So basically, the challenge that I face mostly is like time management because I have to balance like 4 to 5 classes at the same time, and then more than 4 assignments also from from other subjects, and then also make this comic too as well. Yeah, that's the main one lah. The one that drags it down. Yeah.
Was it, which one did you write, volume 1 or volume 2? That you're in charge of,
Yeah.
involved?
Yeah. My group did in the volume 1.
Ah, volume 1, interesting. All right, thank you. I didn't get your name, sorry, just now.
My name is Carl.
Carl, okay, good job. Thank you, Carl. You may return to your seat. Awesome. Now, can we have a Q&A session from the floor? Anyone who would like to ask you questions, you can be personal, it's fun with Ms. Atika and Mr. Alex here, your friend after all, and your own lecturer after all. So any questions that you would like to ask from the floor? Yes. Can you introduce yourself and your question? You can come in.
I have a question for both of you. First of all, my name is Joel. So how do you both deal with creative blocks? Any personal ritual or strategies you use to stay inspired? Yeah. Creative blocks.
Thank you, Mr. Joel, for that. Now, let's have Mr. Alex first.
I think creative blocks happens all the time. So normally how I cope with that is I stop working on the piece that I'm working on. So I will go outside and then experience some fresh air just to cool myself down. That's how I cope with my creative blocks. Basically, it's like a reset button for me.
To Ms. Atika, I think your part will be, is there any editing blocks rather than creative blocks that hinder you from, probably stopping you for a while when you're editing the book?
Oh, for me, for this question just now, creative blocks obviously somehow there's a time that we got tired of our work. So I try to balance my life, work, and social life balance. So working is only for enhancing my career and also doing all the stuff related to my career. So whenever I got stressed, I need to think another way. So I I enroll for gym. Yeah, for gym session. So it's not I'm doing the bulking or no. I'm just only for doing the treadmill session. And then whenever I try to exercise a lot and it enhance and my mind will be more freshing rather than focusing only getting stressed and everything. So I think another way to reset my buttons, obviously doing something related to exercising. So that's how I can edit, I can do the creative way, and I can think the originality and everything. So basically the word of exercising will be much more helpful in the creative blocks. Yeah,
Right,
so
interesting. Two different tips for anyone who is probably going to be having creative blocks in the future. Now let's open for more questions from the floor. Anyone who would like to ask questions to Ms. Atika and Mr. Alex? Okay, we have with us. All right.
Okay. Yes, okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning. I'm Zainal from Postgraduate School of Postgraduate Program. I went through your book. It's very amazing. Yeah? And congratulations to all the parties that involved. Just one question that triggered me. what actually when I think we look at in terms of the business point of view of this book, whereby we already have this published it, right? And then what actually is one question that trigger me? What is the wow factors if as a layman person is I want to purchase this book? Thank you.
Wow, the wow factor from the book that you feel like is a selling point. If we were, Dr. Zainal were to purchase the book. Maybe I would love to hear from both of you lah.
Okay, for that question, it's quite hard for us actually, but we try to answer this one. And if it's all related to the selling purpose, obviously, this is the first ever books of comics that we publish in UTS. So in our School of Computing and Creative Media, and the first one also in our Creative Digital Media program. So I think the wow impact should be related to, because it's not like what we can say, we do have a lot of art and design in here. So variety of artworks, variety of vibes, variety of vibrance and everything here. Obviously, that's the wow impact because we created the storyline not based on only focusing on AI, utilizing AI and everything, but we do have different sections like storyline, more on love story, more on fantasy, more on thriller concept. So I let my students, because I'm not someone that stopping my students to be focusing only one topic, for example, like only for education. But my style is more likely to let them choose what kind of genre that they would like to prefer, because I know that my students, they're more focusing on anime. So I think that, okay, just create the anime style like what you want to do and do it properly. So I think because of the effort, not only the effort, the skills, the coloring, the shading, it contributes a lot in this both comics creation. So basically, you have to purchase of these two books. Yeah.
Now, what about Mr. Alex? What do you think is the wow factor of the book that could be a selling point if we were to buy your book?
I think the wow factor would be like most of the comics, they are focusing on like a single genre or like a single art style. But for these two comics specifically, there are multiple different art styles. Like we have cartoons and also anime styles and so on.
Interesting. Different styles of animations in here. All right. Now, can we have maybe a few more questions from the floor? We would love to hear from our own students, the authors of the book. Any questions? All right. Now we have one person.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. This question is for Alex, Mr. Alex. Okay. Do you start with the story, the characters, or the visual first?
Usually I start with the visual first, and then like, for example, I was working on a thriller comic, right? So we will focus on the storyline first, and then we will decide on the character traits, like what are the personalities that they have. So that's the main part for the when I design a comic. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's the question for me.
All right. Thank you. Now, can we have one more question from the floor? Oh, sure. Absolutely.
All right, Lex. My question is, have any personal experience that made their way into your stories?
You mean my personal experience in
Yeah.
making this story?
Yes, yes.
Personally, no.
Personally, no.
But I'm mostly inspired from other people's work, like from like I watch a lot of movies, right? So that's where I get my inspiration from.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Alex.
All right. What about the rest? Any more questions from the room? Can I have one more? One more, because we have the authors with us today. Anyone? One more. One more question. Yes? You seem like you want to ask a question, but he was too shy. No. No question? Then I'll ask the question to the authors. Earlier you mentioned, you asked Mr. Alex, and when I asked, is there any personal experience that that was inspired when writing this book? Now, what about your inspiration? Is there any personal experience that was poured into this? No? So you just wrote for the sake of writing? No. Then how? Experience. Earlier you asked about personal experience. Let me get to you.
Personal experience. I'm same with the Mr. Alex. Also, the watch more movies, watch animes, watch cartoons, and that inspired me that how to drawing and the story. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, before we end today's session, I would love to ask to both of our guests today, in 3 words, how would you describe your publication in 3 words?
For me, I would like to choose only these three related to creativity, artistic, and impactful, because all these three obviously related to each other. No creativity, no talent, no skills, you cannot even produce the quality of your artwork. So these three things, obviously, you need to have it even in your career enhancement. So you need to have it because you are joining into the creative industry. So these three words obviously motivational for this kind of books. Yeah.
All right, what about Mr. Alex?
For me, I would say is interesting and unique and also fun, because when I read back my classmates' comic, right, like, oh, I never thought of this kind of storyline, so it's quite interesting and also unique to me. And also I have fun while making all these.
All right, that's what matters, fun, right? You're having fun. Now, thank you. Thank you so much to Ms. Atika and Mr. Alex for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. So it's truly inspiring to see how creativity, mentorship, and opportunity can come together and produce something that is so meaningful to all of you, especially. So to all students out there, so let this be a reminder that your stories matter, your voices are more powerful, and your ideas deserve to be heard. So do not be shy, start writing, and hopefully here in UTS, we have UTS Publisher to help you get the experience that the authors are experiencing at the moment. So once again, a big thank you to our guests and to everyone here. We hope this session sparked your creativity even more with curiosity, and maybe even inspire you to continue writing in the future. So everyone have a great day, and don't forget to grab a copy of the book if you have not, to those watching. Here at UTS Publisher for 75 ringgit each. All right. So thank you, everyone, and have a good day. Okay, to all the students here, to everyone here, to all the guests, you are welcome to a snack that the UTS Publisher eating to everyone here. So you can grab the snack there. All right. And thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
For BDM students, we are going to take another pictures there because I know that some of you guys datang lambat. Okay, so let's arrange yourself there again, once again, and we take the pictures